Well, with Florida State's lackluster performance against NC State over the weekend, the nation's coaches at least believe Alabama is the #1 team in the land, but the Tide haven't impressed at least one Ole Miss player. Hi everyone, I'm Ray Crawford. The Rebels' Cody Pruitt has provided some billboard material in Tuscaloosa in advance of their game this week. I'll be curious to hear what Alabama Insider Chris Stewart has to say. He's seen the daggers thrown at the Tide over the years. And Chris, here is the quote from that Ole Miss safety who says, "We understand that we haven't played a team that's going to be as good as Bama, but we don't really think Bama is as good as they have been." Chris, is Pruitt right?
He could be, and we'll definitely know by the time this one wraps up at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium on Saturday night. I think there are still some questions out there for this Alabama team. They have not been tested to the degree they will by the Rebels, but I think they are actually maybe a little further ahead, especially on the offensive side, than a lot of people projected them to be at this time.
And Saban will use that as some billboard material, I would imagine, this week.
Yes, he's very good at that. Now, he'll make certain that the preparation and how they take care of themselves is the biggest focus and concern this week. But I would imagine that would be seen in a locker or two this week.
So, as we all know, there are a lot of new key pieces on the offensive side of the football. Who has had the biggest impact, though, Chris? Quarterback Blake Sims or coordinator Lane Kiffin?
Well, I think they have both made the other look very, very good, and it's been a relationship that's worked extremely well. Blake Sims has exceeded not only the expectations of the Alabama fan base. I think he may have surprised himself a little bit, frankly, in the way he's developed. You know, coming off of a ball game against Florida where he set the Alabama single game all-purpose yardage mark, unbelievable. To see him go from being a guy that, frankly, no one thought would hang on to the starting job once Jake Coker got on campus and developed and learned the system under Lane Kiffin, to go from that level of concern to now being a guy who's on the radar of some people for the Heisman Trophy. It's quite a story and one of the best ones in college football, and Lane Kiffin has certainly done a wonderful job of steering him to this point and engineering that offense.
So a new OC, a new quarterback, obviously different from a year ago, but what else makes this 4-0 feel different than the 4-0 that they were at last season?
Well, Ray, for one thing, I believe they're able to enjoy it. They probably had more impressive wins through 4 games last year, among them a victory in College Station against Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M. But they were chasing history a year ago, and no matter how hard Nick Saban, the staff, the players tried to simply take it on a game-by-game basis, it was hanging over them each and every moment. And I don't know that they were able to enjoy the successes of each week to the degree they have through the first month. It's a very different looking team. It's a squad with a lot of talent, just as last year's had, but it's much more inexperienced talent. So I think they're able to go through the first month anyway with perhaps a little less pressure than you might ordinarily see, and certainly a lot less than this team from 1 year ago.
Well, some thought with last year the dynasty may have ended. Someone forgot, though, to tell that to the Tide. Chris, great stuff as always. Thanks.
Thank you, Ray.
Get the latest from the week that was and the week to come in college football with The Download. New episodes hit the site every Monday, only on CampusInsiders.com.